Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Spin into Stillness evening meditation. I am Reverend Robin Nashak, and it is Wednesday. It is the last day of August 2022. Who can believe it? But yes, we are here. And so I invite us all, just as we have this event on an auspicious day like the last day of the month, to really use this time and make the most use of this time by just in our time together to reflect on the best parts of this month, the parts of this month that made it an awesome August for you. Even if things didn't go your way during this month, it's best if we can really identify those periods of time where everything was going well, even if it was a moment in the month. Because if we can focus on those experiences that were the best of the times, we can always go back to those. We can always know that we have those times, that things get better, that things are well in any moment, even if it is a pause. It is a pause that we know is sacred and we know is beautiful. So here we are together on the last night of the month, nearing the end of summer, although as I'm pointing out, we still have a good 3 weeks left of summertime. So let us not move too fast to get over the summer, even though a lot of the activities that are going on would have us believe otherwise. We, in our hearts, can keep summer for at least 3 more weeks. This is the time where we allow the oracle cards to guide us for the week, to offer us some insight about what is happening with us. That insight is more easily received and retrieved when we set an intention for the night. So we are going to take a moment, in a moment, to think about what we might be looking for this evening with our meditation, what advice we are seeking, what insight we are seeking, what question we may want to have answered. Even if our intention is to steal away a few moments of complete quiet, of complete stillness and connection and alignment, that is just as important as asking a question or needing to receive some sort of guidance to an answer to a big issue or question or challenge. But if your intention tonight is, how can I most achieve stillness, receive stillness, experience stillness in these few moments, then the cards can work and be conspired to making that happen for you, for all of us. So we also, again, will use our Osho Zen Tarot deck, which I love, and we will set the intentions to use that deck by either using a real, live, material piece of paper, slip of paper, however you'd like to have it, and writing that intention down on that piece of paper. Or if you don't have one in front of you, you can imagine yourself writing it down on that piece of paper or holding it in your mind's eye in the palm of your hand. But just so we intentionalize this moment, we set the opportunity for the universe to hear us. We have the courage to articulate our heart's desire in that moment, whether it is written or in our mind's eye. And then when we begin to meditate, if you hold that slip of paper or the idea of that slip of paper in the palm of your hand, all of that energy gets transferred to this space where I'm hosting this meditation, and I will collect all of that energy into a single a slip of paper that allows me to set it into the flames and on fire and out into the universe for it to return to us. So as you meditate on your intention, all of it will be gathered. And this is true no matter when you listen to the meditation, whether it is in real time on the stream or on a recorded version later, or if you set a new intention, if you listen to the same meditation in the coming week or weeks, it all gets added into this space and gets sent out into the universe, into the flames, into the air, for it to return to us on the air. So let us, if you will, take that moment where we consider our intentions and where we then articulate them in some way. And then I will write my own down so I can send that to the flames as well here. And I will also write down the slip that says everyone's intentions. So let's do that now. Just a moment to reflect. All right, so have you thought of your intention? You articulated it. You can see right here. My writing's not that great, but I've got the stuff that says everyone's intentions right here. So it can be added to the flames to get sent off. I will keep it alongside of my own personal one, which then, of course, gets added to yours, which gets sent to me. We've kicked off, we've ended this month beautifully and started the next month also beautifully. Okay, so as you may or may not know, we use the Osho Zen Tarot deck. I cannot recommend this deck highly enough. It's beautiful. It is corresponding to the regular Tarot deck. The Rider-Waite deck has all the corresponding suits, of course, expressed differently in the deck, but with the same archetypes or revolving around the same archetypes that are in the regular Tarot deck, but with a beautiful Zen expression of that Tarot deck. And we shuffle the cards, or I will shuffle the cards, and then we will agree that the top card is the one that we are choosing that represents everyone again, so that you don't see me reaching into the deck to choose a card of my own intuition for me. We can agree that the first card in the deck is the card that we all choose. Once we choose that card, that becomes our answer. And so again, I say that whatever card that is, whether it feels good or whether we like it or don't like it, it is, by definition of tonight's meditation, the answer to the question. It is the insight we seek. And so if it doesn't seem to resonate when we pull it, your work in meditation is to ask Spirit, ask the universe, ask your divine inner voice, how is this card the answer to my question? How is this card my guidance for tonight? And that card then becomes the way that you can filter what is going on with you throughout the week, however that may be. And you'll see it played out, expressed as you move along as the answer or insight that you are seeking. So, shall we get started? So we'll shuffle the cards, we'll draw the card, we'll read a little bit about the card, and then we will go into meditation, into the stillness, to reflect on what we have learned, read, felt. So pay attention to how you feel when you see the card, what we might have heard. Are we receiving our information auditorily? So are we hearing things, or do we make connections between the card and the sounds when we go into meditation, when we're playing the drums or bowls? Really pay attention to how all of your senses are experiencing this card. And then when we go into meditation, we will be going beyond our five material senses and into something that is part of our intuitive world, to the spirit sense. Let's do it. I'm gonna shuffle, 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 shuffle. All right, let us draw the top card now. You've added your energy. You've sent me those breaths of pure energy from you to receive the card for our week that says, well, who doesn't love a card that says, new vision? Yes, please. Yes, thank you. And this is a card we have not seen before as we've drawn and used this deck. I love that so much, I can't even tell you. So let us look at our card together. There is new vision. So take a good look. It's a little blurry, but you can see the elements of the card that make it so lovely. We've got an archer. We've got someone who is looking up to the sky, who is open to receiving that vision, not just with his or her eyes, but with all of his or her being, stretched out, much like an archer is stretched to use the bow. But looking closely, if you can't see, it's blurry. It's really somebody in the middle of a dance, and it is a celebration. And what a great way to transition from one month to the next with that dance of celebration, with that dance of life. We see sacred geometry at work here with the circle and the triangle and the square. We see, if you can look along the bottom, it looks like there's somebody crawling along the bottom there. And this dance of this being who also appears to have wings, so is soaring really out of the crawling along the ground, bringing ourselves out and up into the world. What is that new vision? New vision can seem like, or not can seem like, really is the answer to any of our questions that we may have. The answer is to create a new vision, whether we are comfortable where we are or whether we are looking to change. A new vision helps us stay comfortable, increase our way that we can be comfortable, even if it means going out of our comfort zone, to then become and expand our idea of comfort. A new vision to bring us out of a space that we may seek change to be away from. It is about, can we have that vision? And this is vision that is beyond our eyes. So can we see? Can we feel? Can we experience this vision completely? And most wonderfully, can we have this meditation this evening to begin that process, to immerse ourselves in whatever that vision is. So that's my take on the card. Let's see what the book has to say before we go together to experience that new vision. The figure in this card is being born anew, emerging from his earthbound roots or her earthbound roots, and growing wings to fly into the unbounded. The geometric shapes around the body of the figure show the many dimensions of life simultaneously available to him or her, or them. The square represents the physical, the manifest, the known. The circle represents the unmanifest, the spirit, pure, and space. And the triangle symbolizes the threefold nature of the universe: manifest, unmanifest, and the human being who contains both. Now you are presented with an opportunity to see life in all of its dimensions, from the depths to the heights. They exist together. And when we come to know from experience that the dark and the difficult are needed as much as the light and easy, then we begin to have a very different perspective of the world. By allowing all of life's colors to penetrate us, we become more integrated. And I would add, we become more authentic, or we become more fully authentic, I should say, or aware of our authenticity, because we're always authentic. We can't be any other way. But we become more aware of that authenticity. When you open up to the ultimate, immediately it pours into you. You are no longer an ordinary human being. You have transcended. Your insight has become the insight of the whole experience. Now you are no longer separate. You have found your roots. Otherwise, ordinarily, everybody is moving without roots, not knowing from where their heart goes on receiving energy, not knowing who goes on breathing them, not knowing the life juice that is running inside them. It is not the body. It is not the mind. It is something transcendental to all duality that is called the Bhagavat. The Bhagavat in the 10 directions. Your inner being, when it opens, first experiences 2 directions: the height, the depth. And then slowly, this becomes your established situation. You start looking around, spreading into all other 8 directions. Once you have attained to the point where you have height and your depth meet, then you can look around to the very circumference of the universe. Then your consciousness starts unfolding in all 10 directions, but the road has been one. 10 directions, one road, all existing at the same time. That sounds like everything, everywhere, all at once, doesn't it? And that's just where we are in our understanding, in our comprehending that all of these different directions are not only good or bad or dark or light or high or deep. They are all of those things, and they are always transitioning. They are always in flux. Our role now is to be born again, and that birth and that rebirth can happen in every single moment that we are here. So we don't have to wait until tomorrow morning to start a new day. We can start a new moment right now, because this is all there is in the present. And start that new moment. We can decide that this moment is my new moment. This life is my new life at any time. It's easier for us to say, hey, I'll just wait till tomorrow. I'll wake up refreshed, or I will start at the beginning of the month, which tomorrow is, by the way, so pretty auspicious. But if we realize that we can empower ourselves, when we can take our agency from being able to do this in any moment, then we truly can move forward in the present moment. I've got a lot to learn in how to do this, but in my heart, I know it's the way to make it happen, is to be present, fully present in each moment, knowing that it's all existing at one time in that moment. How beautiful is that? So let's ponder on this, shall we? Now, as you may hear around me, I've got dogs barking outside. I may have dogs on the inside barking as they start to growl, listening to the dogs outside. On cue, on cue. Thank you. So let us know that when we go into our meditation, that our goal in our life, in our existence, is to be able to become still in any situation, with any noise, with any anything going on around us. That's the goal. So what better way to challenge this, to help us become better at that goal, than to have ambient noises pop up either where I am or where you are, or anything like that. Distractions, anything we may normally consider an intrusion, can become our friend, our teacher, our trainer in becoming more and more still. It always does mean that we might be jarred or startled out of a moment while we're deep, but if we can just use that as the pivot, as the swirl back around to go back in, to go even deeper than we were before we heard the noise or got startled. Make sense? Good. I'll talk no longer. So let us start by getting settled, getting comfortable, making your nest to be the most comfortable that it can be, to allow you to be relaxed and yet to also inspire energy and a rejuvenation. So we are both relaxing and rejuvenating at the same time. So you probably don't want yourself too reclined where you may fall asleep, but if you are able to be slightly reclined, or if you are reclined, perhaps to raise your knees or put yourself in a position where it is not your normal sleeping position, then you might be able to hold off. But also know that if you fall asleep, chances are you're probably not totally asleep, because if you awaken when we all awaken together, you heard the call, you came back to the material plane. How would you have known that or heard that had you been completely asleep? So I usually think you're probably on a little longer tether than the others, and you just have to be pulled back a little more. So once we are settled, let us start just by taking some deep breaths together, by inhaling through our nose, and just hold it for a moment. The pause, let us take that pause. When nothing else is happening, we're not releasing it. That pause is where everything happens. And then releasing slowly. And again, inhale. And hold. Silence. And exhale. And on this last one, you can, if you haven't already, just allow your eyelids to close shut, but you want to also see if you can roll your eyes back a little bit into your head as they kind of focus toward the third eye chakra. So let's take a deep breath and hold. Allow those eyes to flutter shut, and then maybe kind of turn them up just a little toward your third eye. We'll have the card up there for you. So as we go through this meditation, if you choose to just kind of open and rethink of the card, that is just fine as well. But for now, let us return our breath to a very comfortable but intentional pace, inhaling and exhaling. And then whatever you hear in the tones, just allow them also to take you deeper and deeper. Into you, every breath. Feel the power of the inhale. and all of the energy that fills you when you inhale. Feel the expansion as you inhale. And as you exhale, feel the relaxation and go more deeply as we exhale into ourselves. Every breath draws us closer into ourselves, and as we draw closer to ourselves, it's almost like we're folding into ourselves. Folding in and then coming out on the other side and unfolding. When we get there, it's like we turn inside out and unfold it into our spirit self, into our essence. We've folded in and we've unfolded. And as we've unfolded, we realize that we have left our physical selves behind. We've left the breath to maintain our space in the material space of the world. We trust that that breath is always keeping us safe while we journey, while we remember our essence in this space. In this space, where we are pure essence, let us reflect on what that essence feels like without our physical bodies, or released from our physical bodies. Do we feel connected to deeper senses? And because we are human with physical bodies, we never completely release the sensation of touch or sound or taste or smell. in this space of our essence, but we allow them to take a little fade into the background while we really reflect on what we know and what we sense as our essence. Do we imagine ourselves a sound wave or a beautiful light cloud or a drop of rain? Or a formless ball of beautiful, vivid color? And what color is that if we are? Or are we just a song that exists in our head? Because how we are envisioning, how we are imagining our essence right now is how our voice, our divine voice, is speaking with us when we ask it questions. So if we really want to know answers to our questions, all we need to do is return to the space where our essence, where our being is the voice that is speaking with our material expression of that being. And now in this space of our essence, we return our attention to that beautiful card. Open our eyes slightly to get a reminder of that card. And imagine and think of those words that are on that card of new vision. Of the expansive stance of the dancer of that card. Of the rising into that stance, from the crawling and curved skin, the material body that is on the ground. Can we feel with the scent of our essence, or the sound of our essence, or the sight of the essence in our mind's eye? Can we feel that expansiveness? Feel that expansiveness. Expand even more. Into the sky. Into the atmosphere. In this expansive experience, can we experience this new vision? because our awareness is so vast. We can see everything. We can experience everything in this vision, and however we define this vision. And our vision is so expansive that it is easy for us to spot the vision that we have sought in our question. Our vision is so expansive, it reaches so far and wide that, there it is. The new vision for my life on the material plane. There it is. Perhaps we've heard it in the tones. Perhaps we've seen it as a light. Perhaps we've smelled it as a beautiful odor or scent. But we make no mistake, we've expanded our notion, our vision so wide that the new vision for tonight has made itself quite clear. And so we just turn our focus there. We allow our focus to experience it growing in our essence as something new, as something exciting, as something that is part of our heart's desire. The newness of this vision doesn't mean that it has novelty that has come out of nowhere. The newness of this vision is a new way, perhaps a way we haven't thought of before, of achieving that heart's desire. A new way, a new road, a new experience that leads us where we have chosen to go. There's a message in this vision. But the vision is also a message. We allow our essence to envelop this message of the vision. It doesn't hold it or cling to it tightly. It's just the essence embraces this vision. And again, vision is how we are experiencing this. What intuitive sense, or all of them, we embrace this vision. And as we do, we pay attention to what it feels like as the voice deep within us. We greet it as if it was an old friend who has always had our backs, as if it is an ancestor who has kept watch over us. This is our vision. It feels fresh and new and yet familiar and comfortable. We feel at peace with this vision. We feel relaxed. We feel free from intimidation by this vision, or fear of not achieving it. We're free from this. But we know now that we've made contact with it. This new vision is already at hand. With confidence, with peace, and with wonderful enthusiasm and expectancy, we allow this vision to become absorbed in our essence. It is not just something we look at. It is not just something we experience as a sense, as one of our senses. It is something that is who we are, and as it is who we are, so is it being made manifest. And with that confidence and enthusiasm and expectancy, we choose to return to our physical bodies. But before we do, as we always do, we allow ourselves, our mind's eye, to expand and greet the other souls that are with us tonight or today, whenever you have joined or rejoined. Your energy, my energy, our energy is what makes this experience of this event unique and special. So greet those souls above you and below you and around you. We are all part of the collective consciousness where our pure selves reside. Let us begin to return to our physical bodies. Just feel yourself. We turned ourselves inside out. Let's imagine ourselves heading back the other direction. We're getting pulled through again, that inside out self. Just being yanked through the other side, through that portal. and then poured through the other side to the material side as we expand into our physical selves. As we feel that breath as it has held us here, going in and out and in and out. And on this last breath in and exhale, let us slowly open our eyes and return to our space in the present. Here we are. I welcome you back to your material space, the space that you never really left, because we are everywhere, because we are one road and 10 paths, because we are everywhere, we are everything all at once. And I should say, we learned something tonight. We learned from our deep self what the new vision is for this evening, perhaps what the new vision is for beyond this evening. Vision, experiencing that vision as an intuitive sense, as all of our material senses, or something beyond those. But what it is a part of us. It's a desire. It's a part of our soul. We don't long for it, but we do long for awareness of it, because it does exist within us already. So let us move from this evening into a new month. How exciting. Into a new season as the autumn equinox approaches, and into the new moment, each and every moment, that is the opportunity for us to experience the present so fully. With that, we bid our divine selves and our divine voice just so long until we hear it again, until we call upon it again, until we choose to revisit it again, whenever. And we send those requests and intentions, or perhaps they were prayers or offerings of thanksgiving, also can be a wonderful intention for this experience this evening. So let's get it out into the universe physically, just as a representation of it being there. So I'm going to put mine, which you can see here. I want you to read it, but let's let it and send it along its way. Now this, of course, everyone's intentions, all of that energy right into this little slip of paper. It's amazing how it works, isn't it? But look at technology, all of us in one space and yet not. I love it. So here it goes. Mwah. We're all part of the same universe. All of our intentions in this slip, in this ticket, off into the universe. And so it is. And so it is. This was a lot of fun tonight. I didn't feel stressed from anything that took me out of this space, like technical difficulties. And if I find that we had a bunch of them during this meditation, I'm not feeling it now, so that's good. But let us check to see who's here in this space. I'm so grateful for you always being here with me and making this part of your practice regularly, semi-regularly. It means so much. And I think it really helps us all connect as a community in that ethereal space. So welcome, whoever's in Zoom. Kristen, again, haven't seen you in a while. So glad to see you. Hope your August has been amazing and awesome. Kathleen and Sandra, good to see you again. Hope your summer has been wonderful, and hope you squeeze out every bit of the remaining part of summer. And so let us get into YouTube. And again, guys, if you're in YouTube especially, or if you're on Facebook, remember to like this video, and most importantly, to subscribe. So subscribe to the YouTube page of the Spiritual Spinster, subscribe to the Facebook page of the Spiritual Spinster, and check out so many other things that are going on that you can see on the website of the Spiritual Spinster at www.spiritualspinster.com. Events, activities, video appearances. I've got several collaborations I'm working on with some other of my spiritual super friends. Looking forward to more. You can see it all, experience it all, and get to know more. I see Sue is here on YouTube. Thank you for being our YouTube representative tonight. And whoever else is joining via YouTube, thank you for that. Say hello in the chat. If you have anything, any comments, anything that you want to share, fill it in the YouTube chat, fill it in the Facebook live chat, which we'll check now to see who of you is there. Perhaps you've chosen to experience this in a couple of different ways, but we will see. And if some of you are wondering why you always get sent to my personal Facebook page, the reason is because I'm still a little too cheap. I can't Facebook Live from the Spiritual Spinster page yet. It requires an upgrade in my membership status, and so I'm still figuring this Facebook out. I didn't want to be paying for this if I didn't really know how to maximize it. So that's why Facebook Live is not appearing yet on the actual Spiritual Spinster web page or the Facebook page, but it is still on our Facebook page. There's Joyce, there's Nina. Guys, I'm so happy that you're here. Always so happy that you're here. Thank you so much. So here. Always so happy. All right, so again, say hello in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, subscribe to the page here on Facebook, and say hello to me in my personal page as well. I love you all. Let us all have a wonderful evening. Let August be the great month that it was, the awesome month that it was, and let us begin tomorrow fresh with that new voice, with that new vision. How exciting is that? And we will check back here next week, and I will delight in seeing you all. Just a little housekeeping tomorrow. If you do regularly attend the Course in Miracles Experiment group, we are taking a Labor Day weekend break, so I will see you all again next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. next Thursday, September 8th. If you haven't joined the group yet, feel free to join. We tackle this wonderful book, The Course in Miracles Experiment, which has a lesson for each day of the year. So we take each day as a lesson. So even if you haven't been here, you just got to add up the days till the day that we're doing it. And that's the lesson that we're on in the book. It's not that hard. If you have any questions about doing that, you can always email me, but we've managed to stay pretty on track. But as more of a discussion, not just about those lessons, but how those lessons are in our lives, how we can discipline ourselves to focus and to be aware and to make choices in those moments where we are being asked to choose differently. So again, next week we'll resume September 8th. Look for other things coming up. Also, check out some of the videos that have been posted. We've had a third episode of Spilling the Spirituality with my friend Hillary Lowenstein, and addressing this week guru and guru worship and pedestal placing, which many of us may do when we discover writings and teachings of those that mean something to us. So check that out as well. So much going on. Happy to be here. Happy that you're here. Have a great night. And I love you all. Be well.